Russia-Ukraine news. Trump's comments that he was Putin's apple of the eye were widely panned. Trump's comments that he is the apple of Putin's eye drew widespread criticism online after he made them. During a Thursday interview on Fox Business, Trump bragged about his friendship with Putin. Experts have cast doubt on the former president's claim that he would have ended the conflict in 24 hours if he were president, but he has been highly critical of President Biden's handling of the Russia-Ukraine war that Putin started in February 2022. He claimed in his interview with Fox's Larry Kudlow that the Russian leader wouldn't have invaded Ukraine if he had been in charge. "If it weren't for my friendship with him, Putin never would have invaded Ukraine. My character is superior to his. He never would have entered the building. We had a conversation before. He looked up to me, but I warned him, don't ever do it. There was difficult work to be done there, but he never would have done it," the former president said of his 2024 Republican primary opponent Field. Trump's detractors, who have long charged that the president is too cozy with authoritarians like Vladimir Putin at the expense of the United States' more traditional allies, are scrutinizing his comment. Many of those who disagreed with Trump's statements took to X, formerly Twitter, to air their grievances. If Barack Obama had publicly called himself the apple of Putin's eye at any point during his 8 years in office, the repercussions would have been disastrous. There would have been an instant and continuous meltdown on the right. MSNBC host Mehdi Hasan wrote on Friday that Fox would have demanded impeachment and indictment 24/7. After Russia invaded Ukraine in 2014 and annexed Crimea, author David Rothkopf criticized Trump for not doing more to oppose Russia's presence in Ukraine. To review, in 2014, Putin invaded Ukraine. Every second of Trump's presidency, his army was fighting there. Besides doing nothing to stop it, Trump currying favor with Putin, spouting Kremlin propaganda, and withholding aid to Ukraine in an attempt to blackmail its president. Republican David Frum, who worked as President George W. Bush's speechwriter, recently wrote that Trump's statements contain an odd kernel of truth. Putin's crowning achievement as dictator was aiding Trump's election to the U.S. presidency. A second term for Trump would have been disastrous for NATO. Ukraine would have been a simple target for Putin if outside forces hadn't intervened, he wrote. On Friday, former U.S. Ambassador to Russia Michael McFaul suggested that Putin might be waiting for the results of the 2024 presidential election before reaching a peace agreement with Ukraine, and this has drawn criticism. McFaul, who worked in President Barack Obama's administration from 2012 to 2014, recently posted on Substack that Russian President Vladimir Putin has reason to believe that he could strike a much better deal on Ukraine if Trump is elected in November.